So the Tran family bought a package of 12 Twizzlers. They ate 2/3 of the Twizzlers. How many Twizzlers did the Tran family eat? So what we know is that 12 Twizzlers are in the package. And the 12 Twizzlers are going to represent the whole amount. We know that they did not eat all of those Twizzlers. They only ate part. And what is that part that's represented? 2/3. 2/3 is going to represent the part. Part of the set. It's our job to find out how many Twizzlers. So when I'm thinking about this number, I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to get a fraction here. I don't want to get a fraction of somebody's Twizzler that they ate. I want to get my own Twizzler, right? So we're going to start with the fraction strips, but the fraction strips are just really going to be a drawing, our own interpretation. Our drawing is going to look a little bit different than our representation because our drawing is going to give us another way to look at this. So when I think about this, I'm thinking to myself, I have 12 Twizzlers. So with my pencil, I'm going to draw 12 Twizzlers. You need to draw what I draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 Twizzlers. And they ate 2/3. So I want to remind you that that fraction that you see there, 2/3, means that they ate 2 out of a group of 3. They ate 2 out of a group of 3. So if I just go along here and I think, okay, so they ate this one, they ate this one, they saved that one. That's 3, right? They ate it, they saved it. They ate it, they saved it. They ate it, they saved it. Well, how many did they eat? They ate 8 Twizzlers. So I want you to stop and think for a minute. How or what processes did we do to get the answer 8? What did I do first? Walk me through that process. What was the very first thing that we did here? Deanne? Just what did we do here?
We saw how many of them.
Okay, what was the very first thing that I did though? With my pencil, Larry. I took the total amount that they had and I drew it. I drew 12 Twizzlers, right? Then I took my fraction and I thought about what does that fraction really mean? That fraction means that I had 2 out of every group of 3. Does everybody understand that? Great. Are there any questions at this point? So can we all agree that the answer is 8? And is 8 less than the number 12 that they started with? And does that make sense? Okay. So now we're going to look at this representation. What is it that you see in this representation that is there in front of you? Will. And how many boxes are there? There's 12 boxes. So what can we assume about the picture that we see? Stella. It looks like it represents the 12 Twizzlers. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and call that the 12 Twizzlers. So another way to think about this is to stop and think about what they ate, because that's really what we want to know. We know that they ate 2/3 of 12. 2/3 of 12. And I'm going to circle the number 3 because I want to think about, and I'm going to move over here, my denominator is 3. And I want to think about relationships right now. And I want to think about, if I have the total 12, and I know part of it is 3, what other part would give me 12? Yes, 4. I like that, Larry. 4. So we know that we have 3 groups. And we know 4 will be in each. To get us our total of 12. I want you to look at that for a minute. I'll repeat. We have 3 groups. How many are going to be in each? 4. And how many total did we have? 12. So now, it looks to me like I want to probably take a crayon or a marker or something like that, and I want to put or make these 12 Twizzlers into 3 groups. So I have 1/3 of a group, 2/3 of a group, and 3/3 of a group. Watch what I do, and then I want you to do the same thing. There's 4 in each. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this right here is my first group. One, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. How many groups do you see? 3 groups. So now we can go back and we can label this 1/3 of the total group, 2/3 of the total group, and 3/3 of the total group, which is also the same thing as 12 whole Twizzlers. Now, did they eat all of this 1/3 group?
Yes.
Yes, they did. I'm going to shade those in. Did they eat 2/3 of the Twizzlers?
Yeah.
Yes, they did. Did they eat 3/3 of the Twizzlers?
No.
No. So if I go back and I think about, well, how many are shaded? How many Twizzlers were eaten? 8. 8 were eaten. Did we get the same answer?
Yeah.
Did we go about it a little bit differently?
Yeah.
One way, we just said every time we have 2, we ate them, but we left the 3rd one out. We treated this just as a whole. But I believe here we broke this down into sets, 3 equal sets of information. And we labeled the sets with the fraction name. We shaded the fraction amount that was eaten. So, can you get the answer both ways? Absolutely. Why do I like to show you both ways? I honestly think the first way that I showed you was easy. Why do I think the representation is important? I think the representation is important because I think you're going to see it this way when you look at information that is already provided for you. I also think that the representation looks a lot like the number line. So if you understand the number line, you can understand the representation. If you understand the representation, you can understand the number line. They kind of go together. So before we go over to the next page, I want to point out one thing. Do we have repeated addition here?
Yeah, 4 plus 4 plus 4.
It looks a little different, doesn't it? We don't have that column that's represented, like 4 plus 4 plus 4. I mean, that is kind of what we're doing. But we don't, that's how joining equal sets and part of a whole set is going to look different. We're going to be able to multiply and get the same answer, though. Just know, multiplication order doesn't matter. We'll get the same answer, but when you lay it out and understanding those models, it's going to look different. So our action is part of a whole set. And today we were finding 2/3 part of the whole 12. Started to write the wrong number, 12. And so basically that equation, that multiplication equation is going to look like 2/3 of 12. And without changing the value at all of the number 12, what are we going to need to add underneath the number 12, Will? We're going to put the number 1, and then we just simply multiply numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. What is 2 groups of 12 going to give you? 24. And what does 3 times 1 give you?
3.
And what is 24 divided by 3?
8.
Same answer. What questions can I answer for you?